Hello impressive human beings and welcome to Live Your Impressivity TV show. Today we're talking about how to create a journal blog and why it's important to use this therapeutic tool for sharing your writing with the outside world. I actually have a chapter in my book, Write Your Way to Happiness, which is all about writing for sharing. And there you'll find more ideas on why you can actually use this to bring value to the people who read and also to heal yourself. So keep watching because I'm going to share with you how to create a journal blog. So before we begin, make sure that you click the subscribe button below if you haven't done so yet, and keep tuned every Tuesday for new content. Don't forget to also comment and let me know if you have a blog yourself and how did you start it. Was it for a personal reason or was it for a professional purpose? Let us know in the comments below and make sure that you keep watching the video until the end. Okay, so we normally talk about using pen and paper when we write and journal, but I know that there are people who feel more comfortable to type out their feelings because they are more in a rush, or maybe they just feel like when they are face to face with their laptop, there's no one actually reading what they're writing. So I feel that I want to address this as well because I've had so many people who are asking me, what do I do if I don't like handwriting? And yes, I am a huge advocate for handwriting and I will continue to encourage you to use pen and paper when you journal for your own feelings. But at the same time, I do understand that we're all different. So if you feel more attracted to using your keyboard or your phone or your laptop for typing out your feelings, then go ahead and do so. Because writing or typing is both a creative and expressive outlet, and I want to encourage you to keep doing that. Now, when it comes to typing out, of course, you can always keep that private. You can always just type it out in a document and save it, or just delete it, and making sure that you also delete it from your recycle bin. But at the same time, you can also use the opportunity to share it with some other people who might find value in your lessons and in your experiences. Now, typing out can be a really therapeutic way to express the ways that you are feeling and also to make sure that you get connected with everything that has been happening and bringing out to surface some of the things that maybe you haven't been ready to face until now. So before I address how to create a journal blog, I want to make sure that you understand if this is the right path for you or not. Now, what I find most healing when it comes to writing for sharing, it's on the side of the writer because you get to write all the things that you have been experiencing, and it's ideal that you write something that has already passed, something that you already found a solution to, or something that you might have learned a lesson from, because this way you can actually structure your piece of writing in a way that also proves value and it shows that you learned something and you have moved on, and this way you can also share it with someone who might find themselves in a very similar position or who might be struggling with something similar and they're just wondering, how can I actually get over this? Or most of the times, you know, that we tend to feel that we are the only ones who are going through something difficult. And yes, blogging can be therapeutic. I actually started blogging because it felt like I wanted to share so much of what was going on in my head and in my life. And I really felt that if it only helps one person and someone gains value from something that I have been through, then I am more than happy to do so and to expose my experiences. So back in 2014, when I started my first blog, I was really interested in offering pieces of my experiences, just making sure that someone feels inspired or maybe they gain something from what I've been through. Plus, storytelling is so powerful, and make sure that you understand how important it is to express yourself and to speak up. Most of the times we are afraid of actually telling our story because we feel that people might judge us, but in fact, you are sharing your story because you want to speak up about something in particular and you want to make sure that that trend is stopping, and if someone can learn something from that experience, then your job is done and your responsibility is to just be authentic and true to yourself. So make sure that whenever you want to start a blog, and if you choose to do so, then you do it from a place that helps you for healing and also helps the people who are going to read you. So if you decide that this is the way to go for you and you want to create a journal blog, then this is the way to get started. And you don't have to invest incredible sums of money to create your blog. You can actually do it by yourself in the comfort of your own home, and you can do it for free. So what do you have to do if you want to create a journal blog? Well, number one, you have to decide whether you want to create a blog for free or you want your own domain. Now, the difference between choosing a free blog and a paid domain is that with the free blog, you might not find your domain name that you're interested in, or it might have a funny extension such as .blog or .travel.info or something like that. But if you choose your own domain, then you can actually go and check online and see if it exists already or if it's available, and then you can buy it. And that way it will be your own domain, it will be your own personal domain, and you can transform it later on into a brand, you can transform it in a business. It's completely up to you what you're going to do with it afterwards. So if you think long term, then you can buy a domain. Also, when you do that, you will need to buy a hosting package which will include your domain and all your files that are going to be visible on your blog. Step number two is to install a content management system. Now, there are plenty of options out there, but I find the most user-friendly to be WordPress, and it's the only platform that I've been using for all my blogs ever since I started blogging, and it's the platform that I also teach my students to use. And it's really easy to use, and it has evolved so much that it's literally super friendly. And all you have to do is just to install it on your domain and then start working on it. Step number three is to find a theme, and that means the layout and the design of your blog, the homepage and all the pages that are going to be included in your blog. And again, you can do that for free. There are plenty of themes that you can install on your blog for free, or you can go for a premium version and pay for it. It's completely up to you how much you want to invest in your blog, or whether you want to just start with a free option. Step number four is about customizing your theme and the way that everything lays out on your page, because it's one thing that you see when you download your theme, and maybe you want to customize it. Maybe you want smaller pictures or bigger pictures, maybe you want different colors, maybe you want to change the font. You know, it's completely up to you how much you want to customize your blog and how much you want to invest in terms of your time. And step number five, write your first post. That's it. Well done. You are now the official blogger of your own story, and I'm so proud of you, because this is the place that you are going to be in from now on as a blogger, and you're going to start sharing your stories. And step number six is all about sharing your writing with the world. Yes, blogging can be personal writing, because when we talk about how to create a journal blog, it's all about sharing your personal stories. But at the same time, if you started doing that and you publish it, then you want more and more people to learn about that story. You want to support and help and impact more and more people. So why not spread the word, share it on your social media, share it with your friends, send it by email, send it in private messages, and make sure that many people read it, and then encourage them to send you feedback. I want to make sure that you understand that blogging as well as writing are not just for writers. You don't have to feel that, oh my god, I'm not a writer and I don't have anything to share with the world. It's completely up to you whether you want to share with someone, because at the end of the day, blogging is actually a way of talking to your audience just in a written way, and it's completely easy and expressive. You don't have to become creative, you don't have to create these fictional stories, you just have to write about your feelings, your experiences, and get to the level of your comfort of sharing with the world the lessons that you have learned along the way. Another question that I keep getting from my students when we start creating a journal blog is, what types of blog posts am I going to write, and how long is a blog post supposed to be, and how often do I need to write? Now, in order to tackle these questions, I want to make sure that you're going to understand that this is not a perfect recipe. You have to make it unique to your lifestyle and the outcome that you want to get from this blog. So make sure that before you start your blog, you're going to understand the engagement and the commitment that you're making to this blog. How often do you want to write on your blog? Is it once a week? Is it twice a week? Is it every day? Because sometimes, you know, we don't really feel inspired to write something every day, and at the same time, life takes over. You can't really commit to writing something every day. But it's completely up to you how you want to handle this. Now, the length of a blog post again depends on how often you're going to write, because if you decide to write every day, of course you're not going to be able to write 1,000, 2,000 words every day. But if you go for one blog post a week, then you can use that to actually go in depth for your story and to really make sure that you go into all those lessons and those experiences that have made an impact on your life. When it comes to the types of posts that you are going to share on your journal blog, you have plenty of them to choose from. For instance, the most frequent way can be free writing. That is, if you're comfortable with writing like you are journaling and you are open to sharing your vulnerable stories, and you can actually just go on and on and on and write with flow, and you feel like this is the best way for you. Another type of post can be the how-to. People are interested in finding out tips on how you actually moved on from a certain situation. So it can be about how to move on from a heartbreak or how to overcome something in your career. It's totally up to you, the experiences that you want to share, and make sure that you structure them in a way that people actually get value and they understand what was the solution and the lesson. So you can actually structure them such as presenting the situation first and then bringing the solutions and the lessons structured in steps or bullet points or lists. You can also use the type of letter writing when it comes to creating your journal blog. Just like your journal, when you write it in pen and paper, you can also use your post to write a letter to whether someone that is known or someone that you want to keep anonymous, but it feels that you are expressing your feelings and your side of the story. When it comes to this, make sure that you don't do it out of ego and that you don't really start pointing fingers or judging people, because this is about your healing and it's about sharing your side of story, but in a way that it feels like you are also sharing something inspiring and of value for the people who are reading. Your posts that contain storytelling are going to be more engaging if you are using a free speech type of way, because when you are more friendly and you actually write in the way that you would speak to the person who's reading, then it's more probable that they feel more familiar with you and they feel that you are addressing your story to themselves. And when you do that, you can use two ways. You can either make it humorous, you can use funny stories, you can make fun of yourself, or you can use dramatic. Not all stories can become comedies, so make sure that you stay true to yourself. This is the most important thing, because this is your journal blog. And just like I was mentioning earlier, you can also use your blog posts to bring awareness when it comes to some social situations, something that you are passionate about, something that you have experienced in relation to a topic that is really, really close to your heart and that you want to speak up about. This way, it can become something that people relate to and they might feel compelled to also share their own stories. So here it is. These are the steps on how to create a journal blog. We also went through why you would like to share the stories with an audience and whether this is something that you want to do and pursue, because make sure that you are doing this for yourself and not because someone else told you to do so. When you choose to create a journal blog and you want to share your stories with the world, make it from a place of love and compassion and wanting to share and inspire with your stories. And last but not least, we talked about the types of posts that are going to be engaging and that are going to feel inspiring and will keep bringing your readers back to your blog. So let me know in the comments below what was your favorite part. Whether you have a blog, make sure that with the community here you're going to share your impressivity, and if your impressivity is about writing and storytelling and blogging, then make sure you share it with us below and let us know what was your favorite part of this video. Also, share this video with someone that might enjoy using this tool on how to create a journal blog. Like the video and subscribe to the channel. Make sure that you come back every Tuesday for fresh content. And don't forget, stay impressive and keep writing. See you next time.